Looks like you're live.
Hey, welcome to Monday. Wednesday. What the fuck? Holy what the fuck? We've had technical problems as usual because we don't know what the hell we're doing around here. Say hi, Mike. Louder. We're gonna talk a lot about Lorna Doom, man. Lorna Doom passed away today. Fuck, dude. We're gonna talk about this William Barr motherfucker. They've been giving fucking Bernie some shit again. Right Wing Watch has a kick-ass video out. We're gonna show a little clip from it. We're gonna talk about the whole presidential playing field tonight. If we have time, we'll talk about all this shit going on with Brexit and Theresa May and the no confidence vote and all this shit. But yeah, it's Wednesday. What the fuck? Let me do some stuff here real quick, Mike. And then where's that thing? We gotta do that. Okay. I'm gonna do stuff, and then people will actually be able to see you and hear you and whatever.
They're probably better off not.
All you gotta do is just do this. Turn that off. Go here. Go there. Come on. There it is. I think this is the last time I will use my DVD player ever on this fucking show. Come on, man.
From Jeopardy.
Huh? What the hell? Come on. There it is. No, keep going. Keep going. You're almost there. Yeah, I got to do the... I'm telling you, I'm right on time with your singing. Da-na-na. Do. Say hi.
Hi.
People can see your shit on the TV and everything now. Look at that. Look, man. One of these days, that shit'll be smooth. We'll have a camera. I'll have some software right here where like they'll split the screen with this motherfucker, and you'll be able to see us do shit. Like, yeah. Hey, Cat Fox is in the chat.
Yep, I saw that. Aloha to Cat Fox.
They don't know what day it is. Because they work nights, apparently.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I get you. Okay, Cat was having my back on that one because I didn't know if it was Monday, exactly. What the fuck, or Wednesday, what the fuck, or...
There you go.
Who knows what the hell's going on. So yeah, man, why don't we start, man? I'll tell you, for starters, let me just say this. On the back of this record, released in 1979, that picture right there, bro, of Lorna, I mean, this is, I was what, 3rd, 4th grade when this came out. I think I probably saw it in 1980. It was probably out a good year before I actually saw this
81,
record.
Probably 80, 81. I remember seeing it after I graduated. I think I had the Germs Live at the Whiskey, where Belinda Carlisle actually introduced the band,
Yeah,
and it was,
which is just an awful record. It's just awful. That record is just
right,
disgustingly bad, and it fucking rules. But man, as a fifth grader or fourth grader, man, I just had a huge crush on Lorna Doone, man. She was the most captivating. That image was so captivating and so, yeah. And she wasn't like, she played like, there was the Go-Go's, and I liked the Go-Go's and everything, but the Germs are just raw as fuck. Like, she was in, you know what I mean? They were hardcore, bro. It wasn't poppy and fucking.
The Germs were like probably the most important band to the punk scene at that time, the Los Angeles punk scene in the late 70s, early 80s.
Definitely among a very small handful.
They picked at it everywhere.
I mean, I wouldn't say the most, but for the Screamers at the time, even though nobody has a Screamers record because it was never released, but they were like huge at that moment. But it was Germs and Screamers and early Go-Go's, and who else was happening right then? I mean, it's even before the Black Flag, Circle Jerk
at that time.
X, yeah, and
Minutemen.
You know, that first year, all at the Mask. It was all revolved around the Mask, you know, which was Brendan Mullen's place. Yeah. I mean, it's just day one for LA, you know? And she was right there. And it's
well,
just,
hello. Look at Decline.
Yeah.
That was the scene. That was the LA punk scene back then.
Well, and if you were from anywhere, like I know me as a suburban sort of kid, well, sometimes I was suburban, sometimes I lived in scum-ass fucking towns, but I wasn't living right up next to fucking Hollywood and the whiskey and all that shit, so it wasn't like I could just go there all the time. So, like, you lived vicariously through that movie. I'm sure it was that way for all kinds of people all over the country, you know? Decline was like, holy shit, real punk rock. You know, and yeah, so that's just a huge loss. I was just really bummed to see that. It was actually Jerry from.
Where did you hear it from?
I was just saying it was a post from Jerry from Poison Ivy, or not Poison Ivy, but Poison Idea. We're friends on Facebook and whatever, and like. And so, you know, I looked into it a little bit more, and then found articles. They're on the Facebook page. Let's see, Under the Big Black Sun is a really great Facebook page, and they wrote an article about looking back on her. I mean, it's called Under the Big Black Sun. I wonder where they got that title from. But
well, it's X.
The X album, right? But that's LA punk rock, and they did a piece on it. So I made sure it wasn't, you know, not that I don't fully trust Jerry from Poison Idea, but I did look into it more, and yeah, we lost her, man.
Well, but I mean, the information, the only information that I saw, and that was from Punk Rock News, is that, you know, they confirmed the fact that she passed away from Donnie, but they don't know. Nobody knows all. Nobody knows why. At this point, not yet. So just that she was found dead. So we're getting old, man.
I think I got some time. Hey, what's up, SoCal Shan? Yeah, we should probably talk about other stuff, huh? Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here and drink more and get really bummed.
Well, do you want to play another Germs, and then we can come back and talk about that asshole that's running for Attorney General?
Yeah. But let me find another video. I don't want to... I thought I was all fucking like gonna be all super slick and impress all 17,000 plus 943 million, all four of our viewers, and you know, impress you with the DVD thing, and that was a major disaster. So There's YouTube videos and other things online, you know. Did you know that, Mike?
Yeah, actually, I'm aware that there are other things out
They
there.
have this whole online thing going on now.
This thing called the internet.
Mm-hmm.
The interwebs.
Oh, there's just so many choices on the interwebs. Do you know what? You know what? You know what? You oh, where is it? Always worth a second fucking Germ song. So do I, Darby.
Yeah, we won't have Darby.
Rest in power, Lorna Doom. Let's get into this whole this is going to be our new Attorney General. And
Of course.
So let's get the basics on this fucking piece.
At least for a little while, yeah.
Right?
You never know with this cat.
You never know, man.
Here on Democracy Now! I am Amy Goodman. Senate confirmation hearings began Tuesday for William Barr, President Trump's nominee for Attorney General to replace Jeff Sessions, who was fired in November. Barr served as Attorney General for George H.W. Bush from 91 to 93. During that time, he was involved in the pardon of 6 Reagan officials for the Iran-Contra scandal and oversaw the opening of the Guantanamo Bay military prison, which was initially used to indefinitely detain Haitian asylum seekers from Haiti. Barr also openly backed mass incarceration at home and helped develop a secret Drug Enforcement Administration program, which became a blueprint for the National Security Agency's mass phone surveillance effort. He went on to work as general counsel for Verizon. But on Tuesday, senators asked few questions about Barr's past record, while focusing heavily on his views about special counsel Robert Mueller's probe into Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Barr vowed to allow Mueller to complete his probe.
When is your Jim Mattis moment? When the president has asked you to do something that you think is inconsistent with your oath, doesn't that give you some pause as you embark on this journey?
It might give me pause if I was 45 or 50 years old, but it doesn't give me pause right now because I had a very good life. I have a very good life. I love it. But I also want to help in this circumstance, and I am not going to do anything that I think is wrong, and I will not be bullied into doing anything I think is wrong.
That was Senator Dick Durbin questioning William Barr. Now let's go back to William Barr.
I believe it is in the best interest of everyone, the president, Congress, and the American people, that this matter be resolved by allowing the special counsel to complete his work. The country needs a credible resolution to these issues. And if confirmed, I will not permit partisan politics, personal interests, or any other improper consideration to interfere with this or any other investigation. I will follow the special counsel regulations scrupulously and in good faith, and on my watch, Bob will be allowed to finish his work.
Well, Attorney General nominee William Barr vowed to let the Mueller probe continue. He didn't promise to make Mueller's report public. He also defended writing an unsolicited memo last year to Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein in which he criticized Mueller's investigation. Attorney General nominee William Barr was also asked about President Trump's call to build a wall along the southern border.
As been pointed out earlier, it is the major avenue by which drugs come into the country. Heroin, fentanyl, all the serious drugs are coming across that border.
Disgusting fucking liar. He knows that's
I feel
not
it
true.
is a critical
He knows
part
that's not true.
of border security that we need to have barriers on the border. We need a barrier system on the border to get control over the border.
During his confirmation hearing, William Barr was also asked about press freedom by Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota.
My dad was a reporter, so I grew up knowing the importance of a free press. We obviously have the tragic case of a journalist who worked right here at the Washington Post, Jamal Khashoggi, and it's a particular concern. So I want to ask you something I asked Attorney General Sessions. If you're confirmed, will the Justice Department jail reporters for doing their jobs?
I think that, I know there are guidelines in place, and I can conceive of situations where, as a last resort, and where a news organization has run through a red flag or something like that, knows that they're putting out stuff that will hurt the country. There might be there could be a situation where someone would be held in contempt.
To talk more about William Barr's confirmation hearing, we're joined by two guests. In Washington, D.C., Kristen Clark is with us, President.
So, that's that dude. That's the basics on this fucking guy.
So he used to work for Bush, and he pardoned a bunch of fucking people under Iran.
Right.
Under Reagan.
That's day one of his resume, is that he fucking pardoned all the fucking criminals in the Reagan administration.
Yep. So that's why they brought him out of the freezer so he could come out here and do the same fucking thing for Trump. Suggest that, you just pardon everybody and be done with it, and,
I mean, sure looks like it, doesn't it? And,
And the increase in 17 attorneys to the White House Lawyer Council, or White House lawyer staff.
17.
Yeah, 17 more lawyers were added to the White House.
Oh, more. 17 more.
Staffing. I think so, yes.
Jesus Christ. It's just, there's so much to unpack with this dude. I mean, get ready. It's almost like he is worse than Jeff Sessions. It's not just like what he could potentially do to. Okay, I mean, here's the most important point, I think, in that whole thing was that, like, yeah, he'll let Mueller finish the report, but then it goes to the Justice Department, and then they can decide what to do with it from there. Sure, let him finish whatever he wants. Doesn't mean that any of us will get to see it, including Congress or whatever. It's just like, it's not that like you and I have been sitting around anxiously awaiting the Mueller report for impeachment. We've been saying for, we said when Tony from Adolescence was on the show, we said right after he was elected that they probably impeached this fucking dude. But it didn't take us long to realize that that's just not even if it is an option, it's not something to really like. There's so much other things that you actually should be focusing on and focusing your attentions on. It's pointless to sit around and wait on the Mueller investigation. One, you can't do anything about the Mueller investigation. We can address all the other things that Trump's doing. Huh?
They already have impeachable offenses.
Yeah, totally.
He's fucking making money off the presidency. That goddamn hotel that he's got in Washington, D.C., he's making money off it. Foreign dignitaries are staying there to try to win favors so they can see him. He's making money off the presidency. We already have impeachable offenses, bro. And he's not getting it's worse than just getting a blowjob in the White House.
And then the obstruction of justice with the Comey conviction. He's implicated. Obviously, the president is implicated because. Did I say Comey? The lawyer, Cohen. Yeah. With Cohen conviction, he's convicted for what he did for the president. He's going to do 3 years in prison for that.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I mean, come on, dude. Manafort's already said that he's done the shit that he did. Yeah, he did this, and Trump told him to do it. We have impeachable offenses. Okay, Pelosi, what the fuck? Let's do this. Day one, I thought, yeah, what's his name? Al Green, Congressman Al Green, again, he's done it before. I think probably 2 or 3 times, and he's done it again. He brought up articles of impeachment, and they just kind of fucking sit there and die.
Dude, Green is like, he's in articles of an impeachment machine, dude. That dude has just been churning out articles of impeachment for years, bro. No, literally, he has, man.
Remember, because it's Al Green. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and he means it, man. And look, man, he doesn't bring like ridiculous premises for these articles of impeachment. He's like, look. and even the
Like
media
that
has
stuff.
it. Even the mainstream media itself has addressed it in and of itself. I've seen narratives talking about like how there's so much overwhelming evidence of corrupt, not just corruption, but illegality. There's just so much, and then he says 10 offensive things. You're like, okay, we got to deal with that, and then he tweets a bunch of shit, and then he'll go to some other country and totally disrespect the one of our oldest allies, and fucking and then throws paper towels at fucking hurricane victims, and you can't keep up with all.
And then buys a bunch of fast food.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like that's the whole idea. Is quit paying attention to the fucking clown, dude, and find out what's going on backstage, because shit's going on back there that we're not necessarily, aware of.
And the fact that it isn't happening, and you're not hearing that from Shalosi or Pashumer or whatever they are.
Right.
I'm not hearing anything like
The corporate
that. And,
Democrats.
yeah, I mean. So spineless, all of
Corporate
them.
Democrats.
I mean,
Speaking of corporate Democrats.
Cenk Uygur goes off all the time about 25th Amendment, and yeah, there's serious problems with Trump's functionality, man. Like,
Snorting Adderall.
what is up with fucking? I mean, I don't want to get way into it, okay, bro. But the fast food thing for the football team, and like. What fucking planet do you live on, dude? Dude, the dude is so incredibly. He just doesn't know anything. And you know what, man? Here's the thing: is like learning actually not only gives you new information and to work with. The process of learning creates new synapses in your brain. Like learning makes your brain actually even work better and broadens your ability to learn even more. So if you ingest information and broaden your horizons in your information, all kinds of new connections are made in your brain that stimulate things that were almost sort of dormant, right? It activates all this shit in your brain, and you become literally more intelligent the more you learn. Not just because, you know more stuff. Your ability to learn becomes broader. And when has Donald Trump ever stimulated his own brain? So it's not like, he's insane and he's crazy. Fuck that. It's not that ableist language bullshit, okay? It's that he's deteriorating. Dude's in his 70s, never done anything to fucking stimulate his fucking neurons and his synapses and shit.
He knows everything he already needs to know.
Yeah. And he has, So yeah, I don't think it's, it's almost like, I feel like we're going to lose people because I'm saying something so obvious that, no, this man is not in any way, shape, or form have the mental capacity to hold the office he does. However you feel about representative democracy and the office of the president at all, right, from socialist and anarchist perspectives, like, even that threshold, he just doesn't have it, man. And the fact that all of this stuff is like, these are basic truisms, essentially. It's like, the sky is blue, the sun is up, TV right here, right? And the fact that the Democrats have done nothing about any of it except for fucking Al Green out there screaming, And meanwhile, they got
solar eclipse.
Meanwhile, you got freaking this William Barr dude that's gonna come in like, woohoo! Fuck yeah, we got rid of Jeff. Yay, everybody partying because the racist guy is gone. And it's like, oh yeah, but the actually far more skilled lawyer with much more experience working within, check it out, alt-right, the deep state, The guy was attorney general before. This guy's
Right,
deep state as it gets. You know?
The people that they interviewed on now even said that this guy is definitely worse than Jeff Sessions. And Amy's like, how can he be worse than Sessions? And the guy was like, let me break it down. So yeah, he definitely can be worse than Jeff Sessions. Look at his track record.
Oh, that's right. That's right. What he had said was that, like, sure, Jeff Sessions is an attorney, but he's been a politician his whole life, his whole adult career or whatever, right? Where this other dude, this dude's been out finagling and screwing with the law and the books for a long time, man. And again, let's reiterate the pardons that he was instrumental in during the Reagan administration with the whole Iran-Contra fucking thing and Bush. And oh my God, dude.
But, you know, it's
It
hard
just
to
gets
believe
thick
that
as fuck.
Fucking conservatives can't. Just don't remember Iran-Contra. They just love their Republican Jesus so much, but they have no recollection of the fact that he sold fucking weapons to Iran.
Because none of them understood that at the time. The same way people today, Trump supporters, that they don't understand anything. Obviously, you know, this sounds so fucking generalizing and stereotyping. But in 2019, if you're still supporting Trump, I even said this at least a year ago, if not more, though. You cannot have a grasp on anything that has to do with politics or economics or social issues. I mean, really, you have to be literally wrong on everything in order to go, yeah, Trump's my guy, dude. That guy's a smart dude and whatever, and I support that dude. You know, like, so, you know, again, the point being that the people that were supportive of Bush and Reagan back then, they were just believing some other nonsensical line of bullshit that we were all freaking out and pissed off about. Like, how can you believe this shit? Don't you see that Oliver North is just a massive fucking scumbag? Like, how do you not see it? Why are you still fucking going, yay, Reagan and Bush? What are you doing? And now you're going to make Bush president after all this shit? I don't know. It's like, I don't stop being in wonderment.
How soon we all forget.
What? Well, yeah, and I don't stop being amazed by their fucking how astoundingly ignorant they can be. You know, it's just wow. But let's get into well, I mean, okay, I guess the final cap on that is that's your introduction to your new Attorney General. So here we go. He's gonna let Mueller finish. You know what I mean?
Great.
Yeah. There you go. I wanted to.
I'm not holding my breath.
Well, there's no need to hold your breath because Mueller is going to be allowed to finish his report. And check it out. This Barr and Mueller, the Mueller and Barr families, way old school homies and stuff. So he's totally got Bob's back. Doesn't mean that we'll ever see what Bob finishes in the back that was had for him. But I wanted to get into the 2020 fucking playing field. And I mentioned Reichwing Watch has a new video that I wanted to play a snippet from. You know, for starters, dude, can we just talk about how fucking cool Reichwing Watch is?
Sure, we like them. We dig them.
Well, we like them because, well, here, I'll show you. Minimize you. Doink. They mirrored a video of ours.
Oh my goodness.
Of when I gave Millie from InfoWars a bunch of shit about Alex Jones being a fucking corporate sellout and sell out to the globalist elite.
Wow.
And it has right now 119,000 views on it. It was a year ago.
Oh my head.
But that was like the first boost we really got at Punks for Progress. And there's Right Wing Watch is still, prior to that, it was such a trip, dude. They were like my favorite frickin' channel on YouTube at the moment, and they mirrored my shit. It was so cool. It was like, wow. Like, oh man. And like, their production quality is so amazing, and they gave me actually some really great advice early on kind of formatting and stuff that was very helpful. So what I'm saying is, fucking sub Right Wing Watch. But this is, they just put this up today. And I think it'll be a nice start, Michael, into getting us talking about the 2020 Democratic presidential playing field.
Remember the Obama boy meme back when Barack Obama was running for president in 2008? Where basically if you criticize Hillary Clinton, it was because you're a sexist? Then the same happened in 2016 when Bernie Sanders supporters made substantive criticisms of Hillary Clinton. Well, folks, they're at it again.
Bernie Sanders is facing backlash after new allegations of sexual harassment against one of his former top campaign aides. According to Politico, his convention floor leader, Robert Becker, is accused of forcibly kissing a junior staffer. The woman only came forward when Becker recently contacted her to be part of the team for another Sanders presidential campaign.
So I certainly apologize to any woman who felt that she was not treated appropriately. And of course, if I run, we will do better next time.
This isn't the first time that Sanders has had to answer for misconduct by male on his 2016 presidential campaign. Two stories in the last month detailed a, quote, pervasive culture of toxic masculinity.
And just to be clear, you seem to indicate that you did not know at the time about the allegations. Is that correct?
Yes, I was a little bit busy running around the country to make the case.
Boy, is that a tough answer to defend, of course, because if you're running to be president of the United States, you can't manage a campaign. How do you manage the country?
Sexual harassment and sexism anywhere is something to be criticized. But here it is being weaponized and blame is being put where it shouldn't. Don't you think maybe examining Bernie Sanders' record as mayor of Burlington, Vermont would be whether or not he's a good manager? But that would involve actually talking about issues that Americans care about. Millionaire Chuck is criticizing Sanders for not acting swiftly enough on a sexual assault allegation he's only been informed about within the last month.
Bernie Sanders. This seems to, I mean, if you were to create the worst possible 3-week period for his presidential campaign, it would be the launch of the person you share the most ideological space with, Elizabeth Warren, and the fact you've had to defend yourself against the perception that your supporters are very anti-women.
He's done. And I literally,
Really?
I
You think he's done?
I think
Wow.
I was literally having this discussion with a good contact of mine who's on the campaign. I was like, I see Bernie Sanders launching his campaign, and by August realizing he won't be in the top 5 in Iowa and dropping out. I don't think he'll get that far.
Let's see Jason Johnson's quote-unquote expertise put to the test during the 2016 Democratic primary.
A new Quinnipiac poll is out, and it shows his views may be gaining traction. Sanders is currently in second place among Democratic voters. It's a distant second to Hillary Clinton, yes, but several steps ahead of Joe Biden. Who would have figured? So, Jason, Bernie Sanders, socialist, 15%, ahead of Joe Biden, socialist.
I think we can change the word socialist to I don't like Hillary. And I think at this particular point, you have a large number of Democrats who just don't like Hillary Clinton, they don't like the Clinton legacy, and they're looking for an alternative. I don't think he's going to provide much of a challenge. I don't even think he's much of an ideological challenge. I think that this is a resistance vote, and it's all going to disappear by the time we get to Iowa next spring.
Oh, yeah?
Important numbers, some changes here for Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in Iowa. Check out this new survey from the Des Moines Register and Bloomberg Politics. Bernie Sanders cutting Clinton's once commanding lead among Iowa Democrats, the likely caucus goers here, to just 7 points. In other words, the former Secretary of State, look at this, has lost a third of her support. All right, Jason Johnson is here for us now with more political analyst and professor of political science at Hiram College. Jason, let's dig into these numbers first. Clinton, we talked a couple of months ago, and you said everything's baked in the cake. Clinton's been in public
I said some bullshit out my ass. Isn't that funny? Totally took the shit on this guy and said shit that wasn't true.
But what's going on with Clinton now?
On national television,
They put up the Daily Coast. They're doing their straw poll, and this was their very first one this time. 4 years ago, I believe in the very first one, he hit 69%. Okay, he is now in 5th place. Elizabeth Warren at the top 22. Not surprising, she just got in. Beto at 15, Harris 14, Biden 14. Sanders in 5th, Susan. This is his people, Daily Coast.
And you may have heard Jeff Weaver is actively encouraging Bernie to run in 2020. Before we go to Elizabeth, I'd be remiss if I didn't get your thoughts about that. Bernie in 2020, should he do it?
Hell no. No.
Right.
No. So this is I'm all in. There's Democratic candidates, female Democratic candidates. I'm all in. I don't care which one. I think they're all fantastic, and that's Kamala Harris and Kirsten Gillibrand. And I suspect it's going to be one of those. I think it's high time the Democratic Party nominate. I would love a full ticket, female ticket, president, vice president, like a Harris, Warren Harris. Something like that. I think that would be fantastic. But also more beyond that, I think Bernie is divisive in a way that Hillary Clinton at this point is divisive, and nobody's asking Hillary Clinton to run again. And so I'm not sure why you would ask Bernie Sanders, particularly since he doesn't bring anything policy-wise that you don't get already from somebody like Elizabeth Warren. So that's where I'm at. I mean, I assume he's going to run. His ego is monumental.
His ego is monumental.
I don't think he gets very far.
Sanders in 5th.
Who the
This is
fuck
his
is
people,
this dude?
Daily Coast.
Where did they get this information? My
This is his
understanding is he's
people,
still the
Daily
most
Coast.
popular fucking politician in the country.
5th, Susan. This is his.
How can he be at 2 or even 5?
Okay, so seriously, watch the rest of that video. It's so. It's on Reichling Watch. No, but they're not getting that information from anywhere. It's
Corporate propaganda.
It was just, and it's the right wing and the fucking fascists accuse. Well, for one, they accuse everyone of being a liberal, and then everyone is this weird, sort of singularly defined bullshit understanding of what liberal is from the right wing, right? But we're all fucking playing identity politics. Now, what that was from Daily Cost was fucking identity politics. It was, wouldn't that be great just to have an all-women playing field, and we could get this woman or a that woman? And I think that would be fan-fucking-tastic to have an amazing woman as president. And we need a fucking change like that, okay? But that's not policy-driven fucking understanding of who should, be in charge of this country.
Right?
And Bernie's divisive. Bernie's divisive like Hillary. And undoubtedly people who were mad at Bernie for now they're throwing Hillary under the bus. It's just so all over the place and just such bullshit, man. And Bernie has to run, man. Huh?
There's liberals that still want Hillary to run again.
No, because you heard that, nobody wants Hillary. Sorry, I disagree with that. Some liberals do, but for the most part, no. I think the general consensus is we're done.
I said, there's liberals that want Hillary to run.
Okay, but the consensus from this establishment fucking crew is that, they're pointing out the fucking unviability of a Hillary Clinton run and saying, see, look, she's not viable. Nobody's calling for Hillary. So why are you running, Bernie? And it's God, that's so.
Because he ran last time and lost to Hillary.
And got fucked over by the DNC establishment, and people know it, and people really, really want him to run and win this time.
But you're not going to get anything from him that you're not going to get from Liz Warren.
Oh, I mean, they're both different. I mean, okay, so let's get into that then. I mean, who's all on the playing field now? Like, Richard Ojeda, Julian Castro, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris.
Beto.
But has Beto declared that he's running?
I thought so.
I don't think he has.
Tulsi.
Gillibrand. Out of all of that, out of all of that, if that's the only choices, then Elizabeth Warren, and
well, it's a good start. I mean, they pretend to have progressive values, but I question their motives and I question their income.
Well, and
where they're getting the money from and who they're working for.
And let me make this distinction real quick. And I'm not speaking for Mike, I'm only speaking for myself. But while I like and don't, I guess I should say, while I a lot of the things that progressives are pushing, I'm not personally pushing for progressive values. Like, so just from my anarchist, socialist, whatever bar standard, progressive, like even the hardcorest of hardcore progressive fucking agenda, to me is just like the lowest bar of really achieving equality for all people and emancipation from oppression and the end of capitalist fucking imperialism and tyranny and all this shit, right? Like, so it's not like
right.
so.
But it's a process.
But it is a process, and see, and I don't like that either, because that hits up against fucking liberal incrementalism, right? But it's just, here's the thing: it's like the
conservative incrementalism.
No, liberals are fucking all about incremental. Oh wait, we got to get this. It's got, one fight at a time, and it's a long fight. And the progressives are going, no, we can fight for all of this now. We can have Medicare for all right now. We can have fucking free education now. We can have fucking right. Okay, so it's conservative is no, stop everything and let's revert back to fucking the Klan running shit. Like it's regression.
Like you do things conservatively, you do them slow, you do them incrementally, you do them a little bit at a time. But that just goes to show you, bro, where now the liberals are. I mean, it's so bad that now the Republicans and the conservatives are like, no, we got to go back. And the liberals are like, no, do this slow. And it's like, no, we need change and we need it fucking now. And that's the bottom line. I mean, it's getting worse every single day. And now we got this government shutdown. And now what the fuck are they going to do? Oh, hey, we've been partially shut. Government's been partially shut down for over a month. Well, yeah, see, we told you guys don't need the government. Get it and privatize it. Capitalism, woo! Profit. Fuck people. Corporations are people.
Well, I would just say that it's.
I mean, like, speaking for myself, the things I'm looking for are those human rights that we are enabled, we should have as humans, and that's healthcare and that's education, just like every other fucking developed country in this world. So.
You're not sounding super real clear. I want to see if maybe we can switch something up. Let's play some music real quick, maybe. Say some stuff.
Say some stuff. Yeah, go ahead and play some music. Let's take a break. I haven't messed with any of my controls, but the video seems a little spotty tonight. But other than that, I think everything's fine on my end.
It's been snowing off and on all day here in Reno, so that might have something to do with it.
It's been nice and sunny and beautiful here. Sorry.
Hey, I think what I should do... Hey, Surprise is in here too. What's up, Surprise? Hey, I want a suggestion from the chat on some music to play.
Germs related. What can you play at germs related?
Oh, you know what? Ha 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 ha. I know. I know.
Unquote. Fear and the crowd. Then on the 20th, that's how it's written. The 20th, it's the weirdos, middle class, and the silencers. I saw one. December 21st through 22nd, it's the Christmas extravaganza. The 21st, or the 20iced, as it's written here, brings Plugs, Spaz Attack, Black Flag, Arthur J and the Gold Cups, Geza X and Hound Negro, and the Satin Tones.
Geza X
plus
produced
the Bus Boys. All I can do is read it.
Convulsionaires album. Actually, sorry, you mastered it. I'm really proud of that. But this is the Germs on K-Rock.
It's the Germs, that's it.
I thought so.
It has Taco Jimmy, Spaz Attack, Hound Negro, Geza X, and Special Surprises. It's a new group from Huntington Beach. At the Whiskey, December 27th, It, Top.
This is a long ad.
For the holidays, December 28th, Zippers, Ultravox, December 29th, Mix Smiley and Ultravox, the 30th brings Ultravox, and the 31st will be the Alley Cats, and of course, Ultravox. That's all at the Whiskey on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood.
Right, when are you guys playing there again?
Where?
At the Whiskey? What day was that?
The 22nd, but I'm not allowed in the front door.
That's weird that you're playing there, but you're not allowed in the front door. It doesn't make sense. How strange. Well, just a while ago, we heard the Germs doing Richie's Daggers Crime.
3 minutes exactly.
And then we heard Bleach Black by James White and the Blacks. And we heard Soulful Christmas by James Brown.
Awful Christmas.
Yeah, so what have you guys been doing? You're doing a movie soundtrack?
Yeah.
Darby, want to tell us about that?
No.
Darby Crash?
Pat will. No,
Pat?
then Wobbles. Pat?
Art. Tell them, Don.
Yeah, what exactly is this? I mean, Jack Nietzsche, didn't he work with Bill Spector and arranging?
We're
And
doing the soundtrack for this home.
He's real famous for a lot of things.
yeah,
We're doing Whistle.
Connie Chung talks about him a lot.
Is she?
Hold on 1 minute.
Yeah, he's real famous.
So you're doing this home film, and it's all about fisting and
Special apparatus and lubricants.
yeah, Crisco.
Is there any KY being used or what?
Just lots of Crisco.
They don't show the brand name. They have duct tape over it.
Al Pacino likes it up though.
So what's the name of the film?
Cruising.
Cruising for Abusing. Sounds like.
Sounds familiar.
So how many songs will the Germs be doing in the film?
53.
6, but they're not going to use them.
They're not going to use them. What are they going to do with the outtakes? And will they give them to you guys and put them out on Slash Records or something?
Yeah.
They keep them.
You don't know.